Hello, 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 hello. What's a spooky? What's like a spooky fun song? Yo! Oh, wait, should I get a costume? There we go. Howdy, partner. Yeah, this streamer goes above and beyond on Halloween. Who the fuck are you and what'd you do with Atrioc? Guess what? It's me! Holy moly, it's me! Hello, everybody. Commercial guy, Bleachy B, Dry Bones, Jay Schmiff, Zuril. What did you do with Hat Man? That's what you called him? At least call him the cowboy. Hat Man? Just because he wears a hat. I'm wearing a hat. Why is he Hat Man and I'm Atrioc? He would be the cowboy. The coffee cowboy. Howdy, partners. I'm the coffee cowboy. That was the worst thing I ever said. Yeah! What did you say? As a Texan, I like Xi Jinping. Did I mix two messages together? Or is that what you just said? As a Texan, I like Xi Jinping. That can't be what you said. Oh, no, I did mix two together. I did mix two together. Can we do a community costume competition? I call Xi Jinping. That's almost worse. What does your Xi Jinping costume look like? He doesn't like wear a certain... You just have to be an old Chinese man. That's not... Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's... Oh, Winnie the Pooh. Oh, that's a good one. My culture is not your costume, partner. First of all, this is my culture because tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to Texas. Yeah! So this is appropriate. I'm actually planning for how I'm going to dress. I'm going to Texas tomorrow to film a Bros vs. Pros undisclosed. Slime booked my ticket and I asked him, do I... That's what I said. He sent me my plane ticket and I said, thanks, Slime. Is it customary to bring my own gun when traveling to Texas or should I pick up one there? And he said they hand them to me at the gate when I land. So I should be good. I'm going to get off the plane with this. I'm going to get my free gun in the airport. And I'm just going to start rootin' tootin'. Texas is legit FFA PvP. It's obviously not, right? Texas is not legit FFA PvP. It's not the Wildy, dude. It's not. No, don't say yep, it is. You're not right. It's not correct. You should put your AR in your check-in, but then I'm not safe on the flight. Do you know what I'm saying? If I check it in, then I don't have it in case one of the, flight attendants or something starts to attack me. I need to be safe at all times. So, Texas is the largest anarchy zone. Don't forget your pocket sand. Never do. You got a concealed carry the AR. It's so funny. Yeah, it's tough to keep concealed, but I will. How's everybody doing? What's going on? What's good? What's popping? What's bracking? It's holiday, baby. Oh, here's the thing, guys. I am very sad to say this. I actually am very sad to announce this. We finally live in a location that's not like a fourth floor apartment. Like we have a door that someone can walk up to. And Ari is sitting at our door in full costume with 4 buckets of candy and not one child has shown up. I actually feel so bad. I feel so bad. I keep going out and checking, and she's just watching Hocus Pocus, and she's like waiting. I feel so bad. I fucking would pay a child to show up right now. Ugh. All right, let me check out it real quick. Get water. Be right back. I'll play the spooky music for you. Okay. Today, again, we have Marketing Monday, wins and fails, and I think we got a pretty fucking juicier one. Hey, Atrioc, I got some Poggers Pokemon cards at a house unboxing. What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does your sentence mean? What is a house unboxing? Did you loot box yourself real estate? What does that mean? What's the funniest, laziest costume you've ever seen? Fucking Ludwig put on a polo yesterday and said he was Ken doll. That was pretty fucking lazy. Mr. Beast, the only one to do a house unboxing? Dude, Mr. Beast could do that. Mr. Beast could literally loot box like Ferrari. Like, dude, that'd actually be a great video. IRL loot boxes, but they have different levels of car in them. It's like a fucking... Wait, he did that? No way. He did a IRL loot box with cars? Link me. Link me. I don't believe it. I dressed up as a coffee cow, Big A. Are you proud? So normally I'd think you're just being stupid and making a joke. But sadly, very sadly, my understanding is, where is this? I received a tweet today that suggests he may be telling the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to witness may shock you. Ah! What the fuck is this? Oh, where's my camera? Wait. Oh, there it is. Fucking Enron hat, coffee, fucking cow costume with Crocs on. Uncanny, really, really uncanny. Uncanny. I don't see a lot of similarities, to be honest. 10 out of 10 smile. Dude, shut the fuck up. What is this? What? Just you could be a cow costume for Halloween. Now everyone's gonna ask you why the coffee? Why the hat? What doesn't make any sense? Why an Enron hat on a cow? Take off full cam. Shut the fuck up. If you know, you know. Then he would say, I'm a cow for coffee. It's not a normal reaction. It's not like a normal conversation at a party. What is Ari's costume? She's a spider. I wonder if we have any... Oh, we might have a photo from last night. We were at Cutie's Halloween party last night. Because I always grustle, listen, I don't go to any social event without having a 10-part checklist of how I can benefit myself financially, okay? So I showed up and began networking immediately. And what I managed to secure was that we're going to play scary games with Brooke AB. All right? Locked. That's for you guys. I don't go to these parties for myself. All right? Then I went around and I fucking told everybody, hey, can you please, I said, great to meet you. Your content is highly monetizable. And then I shook their hand and then I said, subscribe to me. And I handed my phone and I forced them to follow me on Twitter and subscribe to me or I wouldn't walk away. So I actually secured quite a few big follows. Ted Nivison, you know, I was getting out there. I was making it happen. Average LA interaction. And then because my party attendance was sponsored by Raycon, I took out my Raycon earbuds and I talked to them at length, probably 15 minutes each, about the benefits and unique features of Raycon earbuds. So it was pretty sick. Each earbud? Yes. Let me see. I did text this photo to myself. So I went as my classic. Where is this photo? Oh yeah, here it is. Well. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is just me and Ari. You can just see it, but I was what my dad wanted me to be. That was my costume. It was just an Air Force pilot. So I have a fucking Air Force outfit. It's actually my dad's flight suit, so it's big on me too. But it did say Atrioc. I got an official, actual badge made, or whatever, call sign. That says Atrioc. Stolen Valor? Not really stolen. Not really stolen, though. Kind of earned. Name patch. Yeah, name patch.
Spooky time.
Hey!
Yeah.
Babe, if no kids show up, you can just hand out candy to the kids in chat.
How?
I don't know. Just go toss it at the screen, okay?
Okay, like.
Because I told him you're kind of just sitting there like sad.
Oh yeah, it's very. I think no one wants to hike up.
What? Go get the candy.
Yeah, I was actually gonna bring the huge bucket.
Just wanted to see how many. Dang, it's crazy. Atrioc was so into. Wait, what? So into League that he did what? I have a Fizz onesie, full body onesie I was going to wear. Look at all this candy. This is so heavy.
What, that's only like half of it, too.
And no child is showing up.
So I have to figure out like where I want to donate it, you know? Yeah.
This is so ridiculous.
Like,
It's
look,
the good
I have,
stuff,
like,
too.
full-size.
There's a full-size Skittles in there.
And then, like, really tasty things. Like, everybody loves Reese's Pieces, right?
Might have some Reese's Pieces right now.
Yeah, and then,
How are we doing like I used to? I guess so.
yeah, it's good stuff in here.
I'll show up, just post where you live. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Evan Gao showed up, thank God. He was here, of course, and we gave him some candy, but
Got, like, a
he is a small
Milky
boy
Way.
and can only eat so much candy.
It says it's like fun size. Yeah, you know.
You have sour skills? Yep, there we do.
Yep.
No more in there.
We'll figure out what to do with this cauldron of candy, you know.
Yeah, I don't know what we'll do with it.
Like
Maybe we'll just like coolly dump it on the street, you know, and put a sign say, show up kids or else.
like it's actually bigger than your head.
Mm-hmm.
The
Well,
bucket.
not very big,
like,
actually.
Nothing is bigger than your huge head.
Because of the brain. The brain power.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna change out now because I don't think they're coming.
Yeah.
Aw.
Awkward.
A little awkward.
She was doing the Bernie's gonna win kind of thing earlier. She kept saying like, okay, but maybe all their parents are watching Monday Night Football, so they won't start trick-or-treating until after that.
I really thought that. I really thought that. I rather tell you, it's like,
She
not
was
till the
like,
fucking
you
game
know
is
what? They
over,
probably
you
won't
know?
start till 9 actually, because you know that's when it really gets dark.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're not coming.
Yeah. That was Snickers. That was a Snickers.
Yeah, plus all the parents are now watching Marketing Monday and the kids. So nobody's going to be trick-or-treating now. You know what I'm saying? Like half of you guys are in full costume and your parents are like, let's go. And you're like, sorry. Can't miss Marketing Monday even for a second. And then half of you are parents and your kids are like, please, please, please. We couldn't go last year because of COVID. Please take me trick-or-treating. And you're like, listen, kid, the only way I'm forcing my little siblings to watch right now. You're not forcing them, all right? They're enjoying it. Every second of it. All right.
All right.
Now it's about time to get to, I believe, wins and fails. Do I have everything I need? This would be a good time, maybe even a great time. Oh, man. Reese's Pieces are pretty fucking good. Okay. Did I miss Marketing Monday? You did not. We're about to start. Wins and fails here is going to start in just a moment. Probably, actually 5 minutes. We'll do 8:40. Chronos, thank you for that. Let me think some subs. Chronos, thank you for the 23 months. Hey, Big Ev, you checked your LinkedIn connection request recently? My honest answer is no. My second follow-up answer is even if I had, you might not like what I do. You know what I'm saying? But no, I haven't. Steve, thank you for the prime. I definitely don't need someone recommending me for glarketing. You know what I'm saying? If I add any of you on LinkedIn, it's going to be like, Atrioc gets recommended for glarketing. He's really great at it. Got to give him a thumbs up. Worked with him actually for many years as chief glarketing operator, and he's one of the best. It's like, I don't need that. That's just not something I need on my resume. Nolan, thank you for the 14 months. You can't ratio me. I'm sorry. Nolan, thank you for the 14 months, but your comment ratio doesn't make sense because a chat, there's not upvotes on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, everyone in chat is plus one-ing me right now. They're all plus one-ing me. So even if like you wanted the ratio, you couldn't because I'm getting all the plus ones. They're all next to my face, so I'm getting plus one, like by a lot. And now they're minus one-ing you? Oh my God, it's not even close. What a terrible attempt to ratio. You're getting completely owned. Now they're saying +1, idiot chatter. They're telling you, the chatter, that I'm getting the +1. That's crazy. This is rude. Even let him live. Let the man live, dude. Okay. I am Zbagooch. What's your name? Please put my sub towards your future Twitter verification fund. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it in the wins and fails. Riot Summit, they've 18 months. Monkey Ball badge. Congrats. Hey, Atrioc, I'm going to a Halloween party in 20 minutes, and I haven't been to a party in years. Any idea how to subtly bring up your Twitch and YouTube in every combo? Can I be dead honest with you? That may not be the first thing you need to work on. Yeah. Just wear the coffee cow fit and run hat. Yeah, that might work too. Japanosio, think of the 12 months. 1 year. PogChamp. Listen, brother, the 7 months. Mason is slick. Think of the 2 months. Can we get off-brand podcasts after each event? Maybe going to behind the moments? Probably not, because off-brand is not a content company for us personally. That being spread, there's the Fansly behind the scenes videos that actually have a lot of stuff that you can see if you want to see that. Chesterfield, thank you for 13 months. Way too awesome. Thank you for the 21 months. All right, we are nearing starting time. Noel D8A for the 5 months. Just jumping in here to renew my sub. Got to get back to hashtag grustling, hashtag gridding. I assume you meant grinding, but gridding is also hype. Big Time Rush, thank you for the subs. Relish, thank you for the 11. What's this one? Hey, Truck, I'm in my last year of college. This is from Benno Sim for the Prime. In my last year of college, I'm a math major. Okay. Not quite as smart as a marketing major, but fine. I was wondering if you know anyone who graduated with a bachelor's in math and what kind of job they got in the gaming or technology space. Well, the first thing they say about graduating with a math major is that you just don't have the raw intelligence of an ASU business major. You know what I'm saying? Even a Harvard math major is not quite at the level. Job of nerd. Guys, I'm making a joke and now I'm flipping sides. You just yelled job. Like 5 people said you get the job of nerd. I'm sure you can find a job, bro. College math grad, I'm sure you can find a job. I'm sure. There's got to be an area. No, not an L nerd. Yeah, a nerd job. The only person I know who's a math major writes SAT math questions. There you go. You could do that. Just think about people buying different items with different costs from stores and solving for. Yeah, nerd. What are you gonna do? Be my boss? Try to write some new equations, Omegalo. Why is everybody roasting this guy? This college student just asking nicely if there's any jobs for his career path. Every single person is roasting him. He didn't even. Usually it's some guy, I can understand sometimes some guys ask for it. They're like, so I'm a Stanford computer science grad with 4 internships. Do you think there's any possible jobs for me? And it's you're just trying to brag. Shut the fuck up. Nobody cares. I get that. That's the shithead. This guy didn't say anything. He didn't say where he's at college. He just said he's a senior trying to graduate with a bachelor's in math. And he wants to be in gaming. That was the part of it I didn't really read, by the way. You want to work in gaming. Yeah, I don't know. Here's what I would do. This is like a deep thought experiment that I would have. I would Google it. Math major in gaming, and then see if you could find anything. Because listen, I don't know that exact path. Data scientist for esports. I can't think of a job more likely to get hit with layoffs. Fucking Cloud9's data scientist into a recession. Yeah, man, you're fucking locked. That's job security, bro. No, dude, don't do that. Don't fucking do that unless you fucking love esports with every breath you've got. Dude, I'm sure, like, data scientist, Twitch, Riot Games, fucking any of those, anytime company like some of the bigger companies, YouTube, loot box developer, yeah, fucking yes, literally yes. Fucking crunch some numbers on loot boxes and what's the optimal like teaser amount to cost them to get people addicted. Make fucking stacks, dude. Go work for a mobile game company and optimize their fucking Skinner Boxian mechanics. Easy. Blaustoise was a data analyst at Riot. Blaustoise was dressed as Fix-It Felix last night. He looked pretty good. I did not know that his actual first name was Blau. I thought that was weird. We had a great conversation, then I found that his name was Blau, and I said, sorry, I have to go. I took my hand away. Hey, Atrioc, I'm a Fortnite scammer. What kind of job can I get? Bro, you're already in the best career there is. Scamming children in Fortnite. Salute you.
Little do you know how I'm breaking while you fall asleep.
It ain't even a job when you love doing it so much. I wouldn't change a thing, bro. We all wish we could be there. We all wish we could have your job. Some people are just lucky, I guess. They get to be Fortnite scammers. They get to say, hey, click this link for free V-Bucks. And every day stupid kids click it and they can just smile and know they've got the greatest job there is. Yo, I get high every day. Is that a good career path? It has worked for 2 people, I think. Seth Rogen and Snoop Dogg. I guess Cheech and Chong. Thoughts on trunk or treating? Yeah, I heard apparently, I saw a tweet that said America has so few walkable neighborhoods that people all pull into a parking lot, fill their trunks full of candy, then the kids get out and go from trunk to trunk. and like get candy. And it's like, I'm going to have to drive Ari to one of those tonight. Because she's going to be so fucking sad that we didn't get... It's more for rural areas where each house is like a half a block away or half a mile away. Yeah, it makes sense. Actually, I actually have no problem with it, to be quite honest. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with people like getting together and having community events. They don't need to all have fucking houses next to each other. I'm only a supporter of the landowner class, dude. If they don't have property, then they can't participate in fucking Halloween. Toochbag, thank you for the 12 months. Mr. Money Toast, thank you for the prime. MJ Legend, thank you for the 15 months. Is Max here, thank you for the prime. McNix, thank you for the prime. Lol, imagine gathering for fun events. Wait, we had a trick-or-treater at our office the other week. Imagine getting candy from the most I'm suffering here till 2 a.m. analyst. Sorry. Wait, what? It wasn't at 2 a.m. though, right? What do you mean? Or they've been there since 2? What exactly do you mean by that? Why did you host a fucking trick-or-treat weeks before Halloween with... That's a math major job, by the way. They're at work at 8 p.m. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Big Deke 21. Thank you for the 20 months. You said 20 months, no thank you, pause champ. Yeah, but I was waiting.
Little do you know,
I was waiting to see if you could persevere. If you could make it 20 months without a thank you, then I knew I was going to give you the biggest thank you of all time. Big Deke, you're the bedrock upon which this stream is built. And everyone here salutes you. Let me read your chat messages real quick. You have 7 timeouts. You said Glizzy Vibe Glizzy. Okay, that's not terrible. You have 900 messages, so Sag, I used the resume advice vid and I got a job, but now I can't watch streams. Thanks for the 20 months anyway. I don't feel bad about that. I don't feel bad about that. It's not a Sag moment. You know what? You're right. You should quit your job to watch more streams. We lost a real one. What else did he say? He said, chatting, you're broke. Okay. He said, bat chest Elon. Giga Chad Levers, Giga Chad Holy, Giga Chad NA, Giga Chad Nvidia, and Giga Chad Nah. 5 back-to-back messages. I don't. All right. Anyway, thank you for the 20 months. I do appreciate it. Tidymus Boys, thank you for the 10. Pet Rock, thank you for the 4 months. It's Jiro, thank you for 12 months. All right, guys. I need you to solemnly swear that you will look into your heart, into your soul, into your mind, and you will analyze the pixels on the screen and determine which closely represent you as a person. And then tag yourself, because it's time for Marketing Monday. Welcome to Marketing Monday on Halloween, Spooky Edition. I'm the Marketing Cowboy. Yeah! And we got some wins and fails for you today, starting with the biggest win of all. The most massive win of all. A win for idiots that have more money than sense. A fragile ego. And a desperate need to look cool. Because you can now buy verification on Twitter for $20. Elon Musk has announced, this is the first win. Elon Musk has announced that they are planning to announce a $20 per month verification charge. This is part of Elon Musk's plan to turn Twitter profitable. They will now make blue check mark a chargeable thing. You spend $20 a month and you get to have a blue check mark no matter who you are. And more than Netflix. Significantly more than Netflix. We talked about this in my previous Elon video, how subscription services like this need to give a lot of value to be worth it. This seems questionable. I'm counting it as a win because some idiots will buy it. But let's do the math real quick, if you don't mind. So currently, there are about 400,000 verified users on Twitter. So let's assume that every single one of them chooses to pay this amount. So 400,000 times 20, $8 million times 12. That is 96. Oh, you can't see it because of my camera. That is $96 million a year. That is roughly half of what Twitter was already losing. That's what they were already losing. So they would still be losing money, assuming every single blue check pays the full fee. They would still be losing money, and that does not even cover the interest payments on the debt that Elon Musk has now put on Twitter's books. So the $12 billion in debt has roughly a $1 billion a year interest payment. That's just interest payment. That's every year, no matter what. That doesn't even pay down the principal. So this is not going to be a one-stop Band-Aid, but it is the beginning, I suppose, of a way to try to monetize it. The thing is, the $20 price point is so high that it feels a little desperate, to be quite honest. It feels as if he's a person that spent way too much on something and wants to try and get some of that money back quickly. That's what it seems like to me. Now, this is a list of wins, not just fails. Wins. He is not doing just that. Okay, we're gonna do a quick deep dive on all the things Elon Musk has done in the 3 days since he's taken over Twitter. Number 2, resurrect Vine. He tweeted, "Bring back Vine, Y or N," and it wasn't even that much of a stomp. I thought yes would. Everyone always talks about how great Vine is. You'd think it would be more of a interesting plan. Vine is very much beloved. It has sort of a cult nostalgia and memory among a certain class of people that were around for it, and people remember it quite fondly. That being said, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer here. TikTok has taken everything from Vine. Do you know what I'm saying? There's not like any secret shit that Vine had that TikTok doesn't now have. At the time, Vine was ahead because TikTok didn't exist. And had Vine continued, and they continued to support it, it would have been, I think, very successful. I think one of the greatest business mistakes ever was Twitter buying Vine and then closing it down. Absolutely insane. That being said, let's be honest here. This is not an incredibly dumb idea for one reason. As tensions between the United States and China continue to grow, there will become a time where there's more and more calls for the government to regulate or force a spinoff or force a shutdown of TikTok. Like, that is actually something that is realistically going to happen. Especially if, Trump was already going to do it, and then there's a chance he could win again. You know what I'm saying? There's a chance that could happen. And in that case, having a homegrown American competitor to TikTok that he's created is not a bad idea. So this is the one idea so far that I think has some potential, although I think at launch, I just don't see how it gets traction. Mr. Beast thinks it does, though, so there's something like that. What can we do to make it better than TikTok? What did Mr. Beast say? Fucking don't know well. Mr. Beast, if you do that next computer, it'd be hilarious. What can we do to make it better? Fucking nothing, dude. Fucking zilch. Okay. And then the third thing he's been doing. Sorry, well, we're just going to keep the updates rolling. Third thing Elon Musk has been doing is firing. A lot of firing. Now, like I mentioned last time, most of these firings are extremely expensive. He's got a plan for that. He's not going to pay them. That's his plan. His plan is to not pay them. He is firing them for cause. Now, which if you read their contracts, if they're fired for cause, they can't get their generous severance packages. Which sounds like, oh my God, what a genius. He has bought Twitter and then he overpaid by $30 billion, but he can save $200 million by not paying out the executives he bought it from. And some people are again calling this another 5D chess genius move. Here's what I think will happen based on what happened in an exactly the same situation when he bought Twitter. By the way, here's the same person that called exactly what would happen with the Twitter buyout. He will spend $200 million alone on legal fees in this fucking battle, and then he will end up having to pay them anyway. Because it turns out firing someone for cause when they are this level of an executive has very specific contractual rationale. Like, it has to follow exactly specific rules. And he does not have that yet again. Here is the proofs in the pudding. Okay? Elon Musk showed up for his first day of work as Twitter's CEO and said, "Hey, do you have any other contracts I could violate?" Essentially a joke, but he's trying to play it because I want to make a couple points here. One is, I can't believe we're doing this again. Another point is that he absolutely did not fire them for cause, as you can easily tell by reading their employment agreements. Here is the definition of cause. You don't have to read this whole thing, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time parsing through that language here because Elon Musk doesn't care, as we know from past experiences. But did the fired Twitter executives do any of these things? Obviously not. Does Musk have any arguments that they did? Obviously not. Is he even pretending to have any relevant arguments? Obviously not. Will he eventually pay them their full severance? Obviously. Is this exactly in every respect like his decision to ignore the merger agreement? Pretty much. He's playing some kind of chess. I don't know. But it does seem very likely, based on exactly how the court case around Twitter went, that he is not going to be able to get away with not paying severance. That being said, that only applies to the executives who have very strict contracts. He is trying to fire many, many Twitter employees before their November vest. Because in November, I think November 1st, actually, or maybe on Friday, on the 4th, a bunch of Twitter employees received stock grants. And now that he has agreed to buy every single outstanding share of Twitter for $54.20 a share, their stock grants vest at $54.20 value, which is actually a pretty nice chunk of change. And he has to pay them all. Every single time that vests, he has to pay them all money. So he doesn't want to do that. So he is attempting to fire them all prior to that deadline and force them to take very little severance. So we'll see how that goes. But he's going to be clearly in some legal battles, which is exactly what you want right after take over a company, is a ton of back and forth legal battles. But to add on top of that, he is also claiming that the legal team and the former Twitter board was hiding stuff from him. So he's opening a lawsuit against the board he just bought the company from. Now he's already paid for the company, and there's no chance he can claw the money back. So I don't know what this is. This is going to be a real clusterfuck, is all I'm going to say. This is going to be a clusterfuck. This is starting off quite messy. It's a very messy start to his takeover of Twitter, is what I will say. That being said, again, I think the $20 idea is a little bit goofy, as does my man Stephen King. Where's Stephen King's? Yeah, $20 a month to keep my blue check. Fuck that. They should pay me. If that gets instituted, I'm gone like Enron. At which point I told him, this may seem strange, but I have just the right hat for this situation. But some will pay. Again, I don't think it's going to be enough to make a dent in what Twitter owes and needs to make up, but it's the beginning of a process to make some money outside of advertisers, which is a solid business plan moving forward for Twitter. I think there's makes some sense. If they didn't have so much debt, it's actually a pretty solid idea, I think, to charge something. 20 seems so high. So they're starting that, and then the Vine thing could be interesting. There's some changes being made, and they are cutting overhead of having, listen, they had too many employees straight up. So there's some stuff that's we'll follow it up, but I do think it's starting off really messy, and it remains to be seen. So we'll call that a half win, half fail. Let's get into some other news, because the wins and fails keep coming. And this is our next one. Hey, here's a win. Let's talk about marketing a little bit. We're not just like Elon Musk. It's not an Elon Musk show. It's the Marketing Monday show. Here's a win. Subtlety. Okay? Subtlety. The lost art of subtlety in advertising. Sometimes it feels to me that advertising has become so crass, so blatant, in your face, dumb and stupid, that I like seeing a little bit of subtlety, a little bit of layers, a little bit of is this even advertising? I don't know. I can't tell. And that's why I want a little finesse, right? That's why I want to give a major win to this tasteful, down-to-earth, and most of all subtle Gillette ad. The Razor Laser, baby! A giant 3D floating razor projected into the center of a stadium with exfoliating strip. At which point, after it has been floating around, the green fireworks go off. It's actually kind of badass, to be honest. It's actually kind of badass, you know? If you're doing football advertising, I don't think you actually want subtle. I think memorable. I love there was a great tweet that was like, dude, I wish I could find it. What razor needs this kind of marketing? I don't know how else to say this. Never thought I'd have to say this, but the Gillette fandom found this tweet. No, the great one I saw was like marketing executive responding to this, to seeing the draft of this. Can we make the product a little more pop? Make the product pop a little more? Because that's the feedback you always get whenever you work on an ad or any kind of thing and you bring it to the fucking leadership. They're always like, I love it. I love the idea. Can we just make the product pop a little more? So anyway, I'll give that a dub. But in a fail, unfortunately, guys, the fail is that you guys will have to do my ad watching for me. Because whether or not I choose to run ads on this stream, Amazon is going to get their due. Right now, experimental ads technology is being tested via Amazon Game Studio that will virtually insert ads into game that are only visible to people watching the streamer. So they're like in-game projections that only viewers can see. Like even the streamer won't see them. Only you guys will see them. Which is actually fucking crazy.
There it was. Yo, Chad, did you see that? How cool is that? Chad, hold on. Look at this bad boy.
Wait, is that it?
You see that on the house? Look at this. So that is not like, okay, so I can't see that in my game. You can't see that in your game. But on stream right now, you can see that. Look at that bad boy. Hey, dude.
I don't know. Cool. I don't know. Cool. But I can't wait for it to be like a fucking, like a flying Gillette razor. Like while I'm playing God of War, I want like I want like fucking a Gillette razor. I want Taco Bell to fly above. Yeah. I want a background elf to jump in and slurp a Mountain Dew. That'd be awesome. That'd be badass, dude. Wonder how the tech works. I don't know, but if this is a new world, it could be Amazon only games, right? Yeah, I assume it'd have to be, because obviously they wouldn't want to project on a game they don't own. So Amazon only games, I assume. They would just have it, they can model this, sync to Twitch, and then have it projected. But interesting indeed. Interesting development indeed. I'll give that a big fail. The fail is for me because I don't get to see the ads. You guys are so lucky. Okay, here's a win. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if there's one type of gaming that we all love here, one category that speaks to us, it's speedrunning. Whether it's Hitman, whether it's GDQ, whether it's what Linkus does with Zelda, we love speedrunning. And that's why I want to announce there's been a major breakthrough in the speedrun for fastest UK Prime Ministership. Okay? Yes, Liz Truss set the record recently with a 44-day, faster than a head of lettuce term. But her replacement, Rishi Sunak, is right behind, because in his first week on the job, there is already members of parliament drafting letters of no confidence. He's on world record pace. Could he possibly beat? Currently, no. Could he possibly beat Liz Truss's time? He's on task level pace. Liz Truss's time already insanely fast. Over twice as fast as George Canning in 1827. Nobody recently. This is the most recent guy on the list, and he's a full year. Nobody has been anywhere close to her insane record, and already the time is getting pushed. Cabbage skip. So anyway, I saw this great, excellent tweet. One of the best tweets I've seen in a hot minute. The quest for the sub 45 UK Prime Minister position. One woman, a head of lettuce, and one man's dream to topple it all. This is the quest for the sub 45 UK Prime Minister position. So a lot going on in the UK. So far, the only thing he's done is basically replace every person in the cabinet that Liz Truss had put in. That's his only thing so far, is he just fired everybody that she put in and put in his own people. And people are mad about that. And so we will see how it goes. He had one press conference where he looked absolutely Zuckerberg level robotic. But the only thing I know about him is that he is rich as hell. He is the richest prime minister in UK history, I believe. So can't be bad, right? Can't be a bad guy because he has a lot of money. So big win. Also, he likes crypto. Oh yeah, he's richer than the king. So these are all hype. These are all hype things, dude. These are all, there's no way they kick him out. Okay, now let's get to some fails. This is a spooky season after all. This is a spooky season. This is Halloween. This is the Halloween edition, which means I need to tell you some fails. And you're not going to like them. Okay? Where's my spooky music? Here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you a ghost story. One Halloween night, a monster long thought dead started to rise. First, it climbed and climbed and climbed until finally they put it under, deep underground. And then, one Halloween night, it began to rise and emerge to the highest point it had ever been. I'm talking, of course, about credit card debt, which is now at an all-time historical high. Every single person responding to rising inflation, rising costs, has apparently been taking on enormous amounts of credit card debt. That is the blue line here. The red line, that's people's savings, which are now at historic lows. At some point, this is truly, I'm making a joke, this is truly one of the most horrifying graphs I've seen. Some point, something's got to break, okay? Because as savings get lower and credit card debt gets higher, the payments on the credit card debt become impossible. Which means... and also, like, car payments are higher than ever. House payments are slightly beginning to fall, but are generally really high. There's no real way to square this circle. So Eventually, Halloween or no, this is going to lead to disaster. And not enough people, I think, are talking about it. If I were to give you an honest, on-marketing Monday non-joke answer, I would say be very careful about credit card debt or any type of debt that you can avoid. Again, do what you got to do. That you could avoid in this time, because it's gonna get crazy. Is it 90% of that from Elon? You think Elon bought Twitter on credit card? You know what's funny is that would line up exactly. That's crazy. This is what, oh, no, this is 920 billion. If this was 33 billion, this is percent, unfortunately. Unfortunately, this is not even close. It's actually way, way higher. But Elon using his Amex Black to buy $44 billion of Twitter. Yeah, so that's the fail, unfortunately, the spooky fail. Total credit card debt is actually up at, I believe, $930 billion, all-time high. And I'm sure this will have no negative effects going forward as consumers put more and more of their daily expenses on credit cards. I'm sure there will be no bad effects. And in fact, people have, you know what? Here's the win. People are going to have so many points, dude. Think of all the cash back. Think of all the points. Think of all the, yeah, this is awesome. This is how you can get flights. You can get all sorts of things. The points are crazy. America at an all-time high in points. In miles and points. And that's sick, dude. Let's put a positive spin on things for once. You guys are such downers. Big W on that. Continuing. But if you happen to be tracking your spending a little bit or worried about your spending, then I would suggest checking out today's sponsor, Rocket Money. Shout outs to Rocket Money. Take full control of your subscriptions with Rocket Money. It is formerly known as Truebill, an app that I have used for like 3+ years. They've recently become rebranded to Rocket Money. If you use Rocket Money, it will, you link your accounts, and it'll show you every single thing you're subscribed to. It does this automatically. It was an extremely easy one-step process. I was able to see that I've subscribed to like 14 things that I forgot I subscribed to. I believe it also includes Twitch subscriptions, so you can see all that. And you can find everything you're subscribed to and just one click, remove it and cancel it, which is awesome. It's a very awesome service to stay on top of what you're on top and track what you're spending. It also allows you to do things like set budget goals, save up for something like a vacation or a car or whatever you want to, and track your spending towards that. So it's pretty awesome, but I use it for this mainly, which is just a really, really easy, convenient, awesome feature. And this is free. There is a paid version that does extra stuff like negotiate down your bills for like electric and cable and everything like that, which is pretty cool. But the basic version is also really amazing. So check it out, rocketmoney.com/Atrioc. You can sign up now with your email address and get a download link. Thank you to Rocket Money for supporting Marketing Monday continually. And now let me let you know that there is one subscription I don't think you want to cancel, or one other app you don't want to cancel. And that, my friends, is Uber. Okay? Let's give a big W to Uber, who has found something that their users really wanted. Okay? Because when I have the Uber app, usually I just do boring things like get cars when I'm at a bar and I'm drunk and need to get home. Lame. You know what's cool? If they use the user base of the app to push notify you of ads for other companies. Yes! I love when Uber makes money by using my phone that I gave them access to give me push notifications to different companies' ads. That's awesome. What a great idea, Uber. This is very pro-consumer. This is what we wanted. I love to be notified about Peloton offers. Apparently, Uber is in a real cash crunch right now, and they are doing a lot of questionable things like selling push notification ad space to make more money in the short term as the economy is in a downturn. So look forward to more great things from Uber like this. Easy clap. Actual win. Wait, I forgot I snuck this in here. Actual marketing win. I saw a very cool billboard from Valorant. I want to show it to you. Valorant bat chest. The unique thing about this one that I like the most is that. That's so sick. I've seen a lot of these before. The 3D angled billboards. They're all pretty cool. I think they're impressive. But what was cool about this one was that it it combined 2 billboards at once for a cross map shot, which I thought was pretty sick. Maybe points over there to look at that. It would be hard to ignore, I think. So I gave it a thumbs up. I thought it was pretty clever. Riot's always trying new things, and I like that they are consistently impressing me with like little fun things they do. The people were not looking. Well, it was in Dubai. I don't know how many. I really don't know how popular Valorant is in Dubai, but I thought it was cool. Oh, there's also a Nike football one. You see this one? Similar. There's been a bit of a spur in innovation in billboards because they've realized that if they make a really cool billboard and they just take a video of it, it'll do better on social media than if they made a purely social video. I'm not sure why particularly, but companies have realized that if they make a really cool billboard and just film that rather than then people like it more. It just does better. So really, this isn't even built for people to watch it in person. It's built to look cool. Honestly, you could buy the cheapest billboard space or location with no foot traffic and then just film it. Nike Rocket League crossover? That's for the gamers, baby. Yeah, pretty sick. Pretty sick. Anyway, I give it a dub. I give all this innovation in billboards a dub because I think billboards are cool and a long suffering part of marketing. Okay. Now I need to hit a fail, and then actually we're going to go into a pretty extended What's Up Beijing. Let me hit you with one fail. I don't know where I put it. Dios mío. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. No, this is a win. I don't know. This is a win, dude. We're going to end the regular section with a win with what I think is one of the greatest Grussels of all time. And in fact, anyone in chat who's suffering from any type of credit card debt or anything, and you want like a surefire way to make money, I always give good tips to make money in Marketing Monday. Here's a big win for the Grussels out there. How do you make $122 million easily from tech companies like Google and Facebook? That's right. You just ask. Because this man just sent them invoices over and over for different amounts. He just kept billing them. Between 2013 and 2015, he just kept sending fake bills to Google and Facebook. And Google and Facebook, which are such big companies they can't keep track of all the different things they're buying, they just assumed they had to be paid. So they started paying him. And the guy made $122 million. Evaldis of Lithuania. 99 million from Facebook and 23 million from Google. Yeah, invoices alongside forged paperwork, and just got paid. Unfortunately, he finally was caught and has agreed to forfeit $50 million and could face up to 30 years imprisonment, which sounds to me, you know, like there's forfeit $50 million, make $122 million. Feels like there's $70 million floating out there. That may be hard to track down. Maybe someone in Lithuania is sitting pretty. So congrats to him. But unfortunately, that's all our wins and fails for the main league because we have actually a big section today. One of everybody's favorite section. Let's check in the Far East and see what my man Xi Jinping has to say. In What's Up Beijing? One more time for the fans, Z. Let's go on in Beijing. There was a lot because this is actually the first week of the new third term of Xi Jinping. It was a spooky Halloween week for former leader Hu Jintao. Let me show you the video. Sorry. Just want to make sure I got every... Yeah, here it is. Okay. A spooky week. This is current Chinese President Xi Jinping, and this is the former leader who ran the country before him. This is Hu Jintao. For some reason, the file gets pulled away from him. He tries to get it back. He gets stopped. He signals to an aide. Tries to get a final word in. And he's gone. Now, he has been reported as being unwell, and he is probably not in the best of health. But it was weird. It was a weird moment that's been covered by quite a bit of media because this is a extremely scripted event. And this is very public, and this was broadcasted, and it was this is something that happened out of the ordinary. Has he been seen since? He's not dead. He hasn't been seen since, but he's not dead. Oh, interesting. For almost a minute, Hu Jintao appears to resist the bodyguard's tugs and attempts to return to his seat. So this is the frame-by-frame breakdown from the Wall Street Journal. I've watched it. Anyway, this guy tries to stand up and help him, but this guy touches his back and makes him sit down. So again, there's a lot of subtle things if you actually look at it frame by frame that make it seem a little more odd than is let on. And definitely something going on. Again, there was some pushback from certain people in the Congress about him doing an unprecedented third term. I don't know exactly what happened, but I do know that the response from the market, again, people saying he's just sick. Maybe he was just sick. But the response from the market to this, what was already assured third term, has been dramatic. After that video was broadcast and the third term was 100% secure, the following happened. Let me pull this up. Every single Chinese stock in the United States had a massive, massive sell-off. Just a massive fleeing of money from China. Tencent has lost $650 billion in value since early last year. Again, it's not a 28-day collapse, but it's been one of the worst routs in Chinese stock market history. Definitely a lot of fear. This also coincides with what Xi was saying in his speech, though, which was pretty scary in terms of like lowering. It was very tension raising between the United States and China. Thankfully, though, China does not have to worry about no longer having a lot of foreign capital inflowing because a business consultant in China has recommended that if they just keep up zero COVID, within 10 years, everyone else will basically die.
所以作为一个普通的消费者，作为一个普通的国民，我们不要
It was
妄
basically
议
a
国政。
TED Talk
平时呢
style video where he said that long COVID will decimate everyone over 10 years. And as long as they keep up zero COVID, they don't have to worry about anyone else. So interesting. Interesting. We'll see how that goes. It's a good attitude to have for keeping up good relations with the rest of the world. That's a win. I mean, that's a fail, but let me give you a win. There's actually two wins coming out of China this past week. Number one, pretty cool moment in their space program. China has launched the third and final part of the space station they're building in outer space. In order to eventually build a lunar facility and long-term stuff, they have finally matched. So they've been trying to catch up with the United States and Russia, which have their own orbiting space stations. They first did a satellite, then they did a manned space mission, and now they finally have their own space station circling the planet in lockstep with the United States and Russia. Chinese space program has been advancing rapidly. So, yeah, we can get to some space wars eventually. That's the dub. But the real dub and the biggest dub and the one I want to talk about the most, speaking of zero COVID, I'm sorry, is you hate to see someone else live your dream. You know what I'm saying? You hate to see someone else living your dream. And that's what happened to a bunch of citizens at Shanghai Disney this past week who were forced to stay in the park because they couldn't procure a negative COVID test as the park shut. And I am just jealous of these guys because what I found out is the people waiting for their freedom at Shanghai Disney can console themselves. Rides are continuing to operate for those trapped inside the happiest place on earth. They literally get to hang out in Shanghai Disney with no lines and infinite rides. Cutie Cinderella maulding, dude. Absolutely maulding that she doesn't have COVID in China. Absolute win, dude. The sudden nature of lockdowns have people fleeing shops, including a Shanghai branch of IKEA. Shoppers flee the attempt to lock down the store. Let's see this. That's crazy. Anyway, listen, COVID zero has been absolutely insane in China, and it is one of the policies that has gotten Xi the most pushback from his own populace. Almost everything else they're pretty happy with. Again, the economic growth and the increasing military might and all that. But COVID zero has been deeply unpopular. And it is something that they don't really have a great way to handle because they can't really stop it without a better vaccine, and they can't really continue it without continuing to shut down factories, keep cities in lockdown. There's no real good path forward. I'm interested to see how it plays out. I really don't know what the exit plan is around COVID zero. Just let it run, baby. We'll see. I will say it's not coming at a great time for China. All of the money leaving, the tensions rising, because they are also in the middle of a pretty big real estate crisis that we've mentioned. Housing prices fell in China 28% this past month. And another Evergrande-style company has been forced into bankruptcy. Again, a lot of bad things happening at once. I don't think, yet again, it's not a 34-day collapse. It's not a collapse of the company. But it is a pretty extreme bit of bad news all hitting at once over in China. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, sales fell. Sorry, sales fell, not prices. Actually, prices fell too, though. Ladies and gentlemen, That was Marketing Monday wins and fails for this past week. I hope you enjoyed this little update on the world of marketing, business, geopolitics. Now, let's get into a real focus of the night, which I was thinking something spooky and or scary. Something spooky or scary. Hey, Chuck, I found this scary ad for Halloween. All right, let's see it. Let me see if there's a scary ad for Halloween. I would love to see it. By the way, thanks for all the subs during it. And thanks again to Rocket Money for their support of Marketing Monday. What's this? This is Nickelodeon Worldwide Day of Play 2016. This is not scary at all.
The world needs more play. The day in September where we turn up our screens and go out and play.
Oh.
Pro sports stars. Let's go play. Nick stars.
Wait.
You ready to play? And all of these guys are teaming up to make the world a more playful place. Nickelodeon's Worldwide Day of Play. How do you play? For more ideas how to play, go to Nick.
Was this a day or a broadcast? Because if it's a broadcast, wouldn't that mean they're encouraging kids to put down their screens and watch other kids go outside while they sat at home? Watching celebrities and other kids go outside, that's still like, that's not. No, they turned off programming. Okay, that makes more sense. That makes more sense. Cool. And I think it is healthy that kids do one day outside a year. I actually believe in that. I don't believe in more than that, but I do believe that every child should go outside for one day a year for 3 hours, and then most of the time they should spend gaming on screens. Not stopping the lol grind. We just switched to Cartoon Network. Giga chat, dude. Fucking, you outsmarted them. A network actually lost money trying to get you to touch grass, and you outsmarted them by refusing to do so. You actually helped their competitor. That's badass, dude. That's fucking sick. You are the coolest. Hey, Shark, I was about to somebody to go outside instead. All right, man. You enjoy. Wait, there was a Mr. Beast reply to Elon Musk. Let's see what he said. He said, "No one is original anymore. Whatever you do will be on every other platform next month unless it has a deep moat. Whatever you do, make it hard to copy or it's a waste of time, IMO." Yeah, facts. True. Yeah, there's not a single thing that Vine could do that TikTok wouldn't take immediately with a bigger user base. Extremely broad. Truth is, there's not really a major way for Vine to get in. The main ways that social platforms or internet platforms in general have beaten another internet platform is by attacking sort of at an angle and going for a specific niche. So TikTok really targeted like young teen girls was what they talked. TikTok targeted most through the Musical.ly route. And that's where they began with dances. And then once you capture a certain niche, you can begin to expand from there once you have a base. So Vine trying to go general would be the stupidest thing. But if they made Vine really good for one niche of people, so much that they preferred it over TikTok, they could build that base from there and grow. He tries to convince the government to ban TikTok. Yeah, 100%. That's honestly the only way it does work. Yeah, is if he builds Vine, copies everything from TikTok, and then says TikTok is a national security disaster. It's spying on our children. All the data is going to China, and then gets it banned. That's the best plan. That's literally the best plan. And he might do that. The problem is, again, Elon Musk has such deep ties to China that I don't know that he'll feel comfortable saying anything negative about TikTok or China. Like if Elon Musk personally gets TikTok banned, his factory's dust, dude. There's just no shot. So I don't know. I don't know if he's the man to do it, but maybe he'll find a third party Maybe he teams up with Trump, dude. Elon Musk gets Trump back on Twitter, gives him a super duper verified badge, bigger than everybody else's, then tells Trump to get TikTok banned. Elon Musk says, no, don't do that. But then he does it anyway. You know, they axe it. And then that would be 5D chess. Oh, Pants next. Thank you for the raid. Pog Champ. Appreciate it. We just finished a Marketing Monday Wins and Fails. And now I think we're going to do something spooky for Halloween. Grizz Joe, thank you for the 23 months. Finley, thank you for 3 months. Haxelotl. Actually, is there any other crazy news? Wait, there's something I want to show you guys. Actually, a lot of stuff I want to show you guys. Let me show you. While we're out of the wins and fails, I just wanted to show you some crazy stuff. Oh.
Hey, Twitter world.
There is one guy who's guaranteed to pay the $20 for the verification, and that's famed not murderer O.J. Simpson.
All is me, yours truly. Let me start off the day by congratulating Elon Musk for taking over Twitter. Maybe I can get authenticated. Maybe I can get a blue check. I've tried for years to get that blue check because there's so many fake O.J. Simpson accounts. One of them is the real O.J. Simpson, and instead of an O, they have a 0. In any event, there have been a bunch of them, and from time to time, people would say, why did you say this? And I say, I didn't say it. That was one of those fake accounts. And I'm sure a lot of people probably deal with that. So maybe that.
It was probably one of those fake accounts in the white Bronco fleeing the murder scene. Anyway, that's at least one. +1 he's going to pay for sure. So that's good. And then, I didn't include this, but worth mentioning. Netflix has announced that not only is the ad tier, I think it's already rolled out, or rolls out in like a few days. But they are now officially, I should have been a win or fail, but I didn't include it. We'll call it a win because I love companies getting more of the money they earned. Netflix password sharing crackdown is coming. They are now going to be checking to see if you are watching Netflix on someone else's account or in someone else's house or different IP, and they are going to be cracking down and forcing you to either buy an extra fee for extra members or just closing the account altogether. Sad but true. Doesn't it defeat the purpose of the blue check working as verification if anyone can pay for it? You don't understand. It makes Elon Musk some money back. So your questions are stupid. I don't think you understand. It doesn't. The purpose is so that the money goes out of this pocket and into that pocket. So technically you could make your name real O.J. Simpson and then buy verification. I just realized. Yes! That's hype, dude. I can make my name Elon Musk real, or Elon Musk with a 1 for the L or whatever. Then I verify myself, and then I say I've got a great free crypto opportunity. Click this button to see it. And I just got a profile picture the same as Elon's. That's awesome. Ark Invest, baby. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be no downsides to this free-for-all paid. You know what's crazy is like a very interesting idea that I heard was not about paid verification, but it was about literal, like, real identity verification. You don't have to make it public, but you have to, like, show, I don't know, whatever on the back end, prove that you're you, and then you could verify that you're a real person, not a bot. And then they would just have the check mark to know this is an actual real person confirmed, which is interesting. You wouldn't have to show it like your actual name or anything, but you could have just on the back end verified. A blood offering, yeah, that could be good too. What else was interesting? Let me see. Oh yeah, so Meta, Google, and Twitter all had to release earnings reports right before this happened. And there's some stats came out that I thought were interesting. Number one, that despite all of the efforts that Meta has done in other areas, namely the metaverse, 97.5% of the revenue is still advertising from Facebook and Instagram. They are an advertising company through and through. Everything they've done is literally nothing. It's a pimple on the ass of like their main social media business. It is crazy. It's going to go down in history. Like, unless this somehow miraculously works out, it is going to go down in history that Mark Zuckerberg has torpedoed more value than almost any person in history. I think actually he has lost more personal net worth than anyone in history. He lost like $100 billion. Mark Zuckerberg is actually fucking crazy. And Meta has gone from, I think, a top 5 company in market cap worldwide to what is it now? Companies by market cap. Meta. It's smaller than Home Depot. Really? Meta's, oh my God, dude. Look at this. This shit went from 1 trillion to 247 billion. $750 billion of value in less than a year. $240 billion would put it. Let's see. Yeah, it's less than Home Depot. Facebook went from the 5th biggest company in the world to smaller than Home Depot, Nestle, Samsung, Pfizer, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Tencent, and Meta down here. Tencent's also an insane fall. Tencent's an insane fall. That's crazy. Yeah, we'll see how this all plays out, but holy moly. Oh yeah. Now, totally unrelated to anything marketing or business, but have you guys seen that fucking NASCAR clip? It's actually crazy. This is the first time I've ever said this. It's probably the first and last time I'll ever say this in my entire life, but have you seen that fucking badass NASCAR clip? Check this out.
What he did! I have never seen.
Wait, there's a much better angle. So first of all, he said he got this idea from playing
NASCAR 2005 on the GameCube with Chad growing up.
NASCAR 2005 on the GameCube. He got the idea basically because he's behind, right? My understanding is that he needs to get 5th place or a certain placing to qualify for another race, to qualify for a final, right? And he's not there. So last second, he goes to an unused 5th gear. He cranks it to max possible speed and takes his hands off the wheel. Wait, give me the fucking, there's one angle that's really good on it.
Phoenix, take a look at what he did!
I have never seen anything like that before in my life.
Chip and Phoenix.
So he's going so fast that even though he's slamming against the wall and the wall's basically guiding him around the curve, the extra speed he gets from flooring it is higher than the friction from hitting the wall, which is it worked. It literally worked. And now like people are fucking losing their mind at it. Look at that. He barely scrapes in at the place he needs, dude. Oh, you can see right here too. That's crazy. Look at where he starts. Right here in the back. Passes all these guys. It's right here. Anyway, I'm sure that nobody else will try this. I'm sure we won't have a situation where somebody else does this and fucking dies, but yeah, insane new meta. But yeah, and it does destroy the car, by the way. It destroys the car, but because it was the last lap, it was kind of the goated strat. Because destroying your car doesn't matter if you get the placing you need. What's this?
Outside. Ross, we're on the fence outside of you. Outside. Holy cow. I guess it does work.
Holy, did you see that? Oh my God. Oh my God, coming to the checkered flag. I can't believe what I just saw. That's literally the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. That was straight video game. That was incredible. Watch one ripping the outside wall of the fence. Holy unbelievable. Wow. I'm pretty sure he got in with that. That's the damnedest thing I've ever seen to one done. What's the one doing? He was trying to play hold it wide open and go. He did it. That is insane. Did he pass people doing that? Yeah, he got in the Final Four doing that. Holy come in checker gap for one. Cover your
That's
bottom
crazy.
up off. What in the hell?
And it was literally from a video game.
We're in. Good
A
job.
GameCube game.
You put it on the fence?
Bro, the GameCube wasn't that powerful a machine, dude. The physics wasn't realistic. You know what I'm saying? It's not a fucking pure driving sim. It's a fucking GameCube game. It's fucking... You can't use that as a fucking testing tool.
It went wide open
It's
there. I don't know if he
2005
beat
game.
you. Yeah, he did. He beat the freaking BT-11. What's the one outside over here? Outside. I guess we just lost on that. Well, I've never seen anything like it, but Bell wins. He's in, and the one Hail Mary defense in 3 and 4 and got it. Wow. Did all I could do, Bruce.
This dude's pissed. You didn't do all you could do, right? Because you didn't floor it at the wall, idiot. What are you talking about? Yeah, you lost on that, dude. If you don't play fucking GameCube games to practice, you're not even a real racer.
2 spots here. Gotta get him? Yeah, gotta get him. Need 2. Keep coming. Hang on, man. Checkered flag. Nice and easy. Keep it up against the fence there. Talk to me, boys. You made the transfer! Man! That was fucking ridiculous, dude! That was wild, man! That was wild! Holy cow! Oh my God! I don't know how long you've been sitting on that move, but that was fucking incredible. Dude, that was badass. Good job, guys.
I think that's cool as hell. I think that's wicked as fuck. I am a little worried that someone else is going to try it and fucking die. I am worried that, or 2 people are worried to do it at the same time, but we'll see. We'll see, man. Still pretty badass. What else have I seen? I've seen some cool shit. It's getting banned? Oh, you think so? Oh, I thought this Onion article was great. Man wouldn't have worn costume to work if he'd have known he was getting laid off. This is Twitter office right now, dude. You know what they should do is more strategies from video games. It would be sick if one of the NASCAR racers tossed a banana peel on the field. Mario Kart style, baby. Start fucking making everybody spin out. Or green shell some motherfuckers. Drive backwards. The fucking Trackmania shit. I'd watch it for like a lap. Wow, NASCAR needs you, bro. NASCAR is going to change everything they're doing and make players start throwing bananas and turtles in the field so they can get you to watch for one lap. It's huge, dude. It's fucking huge. We got him. Play an ad quick. He's only watching for one lap. There have been studies about Madden play making people better at clock management. Well, this is actually a little name drop flex here. I spoke to the CMO of the NFL, Chief Marketing Officer of the NFL. She's an investor in NVIDIA, and she came by the office. And she told us that it's a low-key hidden secret, but all of the NFL's viewership growth among young people comes from Madden. Literally, Madden is like the number one driver of getting young people to get interested in football. And like, if they don't have Madden, they're basically baseball, which has no young viewers at all. Fantasy football is a part of it, but actually fantasy doesn't get a lot of people into watching the game. She said most people, to get them into learning the rules and becoming diehard fans, Madden is the pipeline. It's the gateway drug for a lot of young players. And so Madden has been remarkably helpful to the NFL. And in fact, they're already having a tough time. Like, even with Madden, the NFL is a rapidly aging fan base compared to basketball, which has a lot more youth appeal. And so NFL is trying to counteract it. And one of the main ways is through video games, because Madden has been very successful. Do you remember when they put football on Nickelodeon and had young Sheldon explain the rules of the game? No. Obviously. I don't remember that. Like, it's like, where were you when that happened? It doesn't sound like a big fucking deal. Can I watch it though? Young Sheldon explains football.
Kamara, number 41, is back in.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Wonder what fucking executive's idea that was. Let's have young Sheldon pop in and explain the rules of football. That'll get kids hooked. By the way, young Sheldon has an average audience age of like 45. Like, watch this. Here we go. Young Sheldon. CBS. Median viewer age 57.4. You guys don't understand how old TV watchers are. I think you guys don't really truly get it. The people still watching TV are incredibly fucking old, dude. Make sure we didn't have ears when I was a kid. It's old people laughing at a caricature of young people. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. The Voice, 57.3. Big Bang Theory, 56.2. Literally, young Sheldon has an older audience than fucking old Sheldon. It's fucking crazy. What about Young Rock? It's not top 10. I don't know. But yeah. Why traditional TV is in trouble. I think there's a good graph on it. Yeah, top shows have older viewers. The youngest fucking top show is Empire with 47.8 years old. Yeah, here's the generational gap. So, yeah, older Americans, 50-64, watch about double the amount of live TV as younger Americans, as 25 to 34, which is not even like, 25 to 34 isn't even the real cutoff for when you're truly going to get into like younger Zoomers and Gen Alpha, really, who are 100% digital viewers. Like if you went for like, 12 to 20, this is like collapsed. I only watch TV for sports. Yeah, you're not uncommon. It's a very common use case. So anyway, interesting. That's probably a separate marketing money, to be honest. I could do a whole thing on it, but I won't do it right now. I haven't watched cable TV in 2 years. Yeah, bro. It's dead or dying, collapsing. This is more millennial age group. Yeah, 25-34 is millennial. It's basically the millennial cutoff, maybe 27 to 20-34 probably. 27 to 40 actually is probably millennial. And then above that, Gen X, above that, boomer. When did season 2 of Community come out? We actually already watched the first 2 episodes of season 2 of Community. And they haven't uploaded the third yet, but when they do, we'll watch it. Is there what's the scariest fucking thing I could play right now or do? Or is there like a spooky video we could watch? I'm 26 and a millennial. Yeah, you're probably like the youngest millennial though. 26 is probably the cutoff. Maybe 25 maybe. 25 is probably zillennial, crossover hybrid, and then after that. I'm not playing Scorn. Marketing money on companies adapting to the decline of malls. Yeah, dude, malls are collapsing. You know the movie The Big Short, where people made the outside bet that the real estate market would collapse and made a ton of money. Well, on a much smaller scale, you can call it the small short. There's a group of people that made an insane bet in like early 2020 on the collapse of mall real estate, like that the malls would not be able to pay their debts and wouldn't be able to fill all their shops. And they did this right before COVID. So it actually has become one of the greatest bets of all time. Like they made so much fucking money. Like it would have been a good idea anyway, right? As a long-term play, just because malls are declining slowly. But because they hit around COVID, it was like the most freak accident, crazy generational wealth. The mall short. Yeah, exactly. How do you even bet on that? You just short, or it's like you buy, it's like I don't know, like a CDO against mall debt or something like that. I don't know, because malls have a lot of debt that they pay off by the rent payments from shops. So if they can't get all of the shops occupied, they can't pay down their debt. So you just bet against them being able to do that, assuming they don't have full occupancy, and it worked. What I don't understand is why so many Saudi developers own so many malls. Bro, I didn't talk about it, but the largest investor in Twitter, other than Elon Musk, in this new buyout is the Saudi Arabian government. And they have a big piece. So the influence of Saudi Arabia and China over new Twitter is pretty dramatic. Yeah, this is the second. Oh, dude. Don't gate me. This guy. Oh, one more time. I'm just going to fucking. Snapped. Yoinked. This guy is the second biggest shareholder in Twitter after Elon Musk. Two cool dudes, dude. Two fucking, by the way, yoinked. Get absolutely yoinked. If I keep saving money by not buying these subscriptions, I'm going to have the money to invest in Twitter too. How did that get swept under the rug? I mean, there's just so much going on, dude. There's so many lawsuits, so many things happening. He's bringing Vine back. We can't talk about everything. But yeah, that's happening. And Saudi Arabia in general has been going on a buying spree. I think the more interesting story, not even just what they bought with Twitter and what they bought with malls, but Saudi Arabia has a gigantic foreign wealth slush fund, basically, that has been investing heavily in video games. Yeah, it's like a third. Like here it is, bro. $37.8 billion gaming investment. This is this month. That, like most esports teams, gaming companies, like this type of money, they just can't turn it down. So they're going to buy a leading gaming company, and they want to be a major force in the gaming world. They bought 14090. Okay, dude. Okay. Okay. Very funny. Very funny. Very hoot and a half. They have a $3 billion stake in Blizzard, a $2 billion stake in EA, a $1.5 billion stake in Take-Two, and a 5% stake in Nintendo, which is like multiple billions. So they're getting pieces. They're getting a piece of the pie all over the gaming world. So interesting to see. I want to watch like a spooky, is it like a creepypasta video or something? That's kind of what I want to watch. Or I could play a short, scary game, but I just don't know what. New Jacksepticeye video. Is it just a gameplay game? Jacksepticeye has a new video called Anomaly Found Chase Brody. What does that mean?
34 years old.
Watch an SCP Foundation vid. SCP Foundation. What is this? What is this? This seems dumb. Sorry, it just doesn't. I'm not feeling it. Salad Fingers? You're trying to tell me to watch Salad Fingers? I'm a fucking millennial, dude. Salad Fingers required reading. Spooky react video on how media scares us. How media scare 4.2 million views. And it's got Courage the Cowardly Dog. All right, this actually seems kind of sick. Let's watch it. Who's this by? Super Eye Patch Wolf. We'll start it and see if it's interesting.
I can remember being at a friend's sleepover, and at some point, someone pulls out a videotape of the movie Twister. We all gather around and start watching, and Twister is not a scary movie, not by any stretch.
Yeah, it's not.
But about 40 minutes in, we get this shot of a drive-in theater, and playing on the screen of the theater was a different movie. There's this unusual shot of a boy riding a tricycle down a long hall before being confronted by two strange-looking little girls. And something about the scene just felt off, like really, really off. I sat there transfixed, feeling afraid.
I'm sorry. This kid got scared at a sleepover because of what was playing on the background of a different movie. There was one scene from The Shining, not even a scary scene, of a kid on a trike in the background of a different action movie.
Afraid, but having no idea why. I couldn't get that scene
Dude,
out
I
of my
love making fun of children for being scared. This is awesome.
head, and
This
I
is
was
rules.
trying and failing to not get too creeped out. Until later that night when I had to admit defeat, hang my head in shame, and call for my parents to pick me up. The ultimate social disgrace for a 10.
Coward! Sorry, coward child alert. I have to stop and ring the alarm bells, dude. Sorry, bro. You called mommy because you saw one frame of a scene of Shining in the background of a non-scary movie. Yikes. Yikes, dude. Absolutely yikes. That's way worse than like backing out of a roller coaster on a date. I don't know who did that, but if they did, that would actually be kind of brave in a way.
Year-old at a birthday party. The film was, of course, Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, and has since become one of my favourite films of all time. But the question is, what was it about that 8 seconds of footage that scared me so badly? And more importantly, how did it do it? In the scene itself, we start off with this really long shot, the camera slowly pushing down a hallway behind our character Danny. But what immediately resonates here is the sense of motion. Because of the very particular composition of the shot, there's a really strong sense of perspective. And this, combined with the slow pan on the camera, makes it feel like it's not just Danny moving through the hotel, but us as well. We turn the corner and a sound cue hits.
Okay, this is the same camera position when you play Mario Kart, and I don't get scared when I play Mario Kart. You know what I'm saying? Just because I feel like I'm
with
there.
This scene, and I say we because again, that's what it feels like. Rather than watching something happening to someone else,
Blue Shell Monk
expert
W.
staging and shot composition makes it feel like we're the ones being confronted here. And not only that, but there is a level of uncanny discomfort.
Playing Mario Kart in fucking constant terror of being hit with a blue shell is very funny.
With what we're being confronted by. While we can identify the little girls as humans, they're far enough away from the camera that we can't be 100% certain, which creates something akin to the discomfort caused by the uncanny valley. And it adds to this weird sense that there's something about this scene that's just very, very...
Someone put these exact, like statues or dolls or whatever of these two girls, like life size, on their lawn. And me and Ari were driving at night, and they put it near the curb. And it actually was extremely freaky. Driving it in the dark and your headlights hit the two girls on the corner, it actually scared the fucking shit out of me. And it's like, they shouldn't be allowed to do that. Because, you know, I definitely slowed down. It was fucking... It's not safe. Not safe. No, not fucking weak. Now they laugh at you. You know what's funny is the person's house was this YouTuber. And he was in his window pointing and laughing at me. And he's like, I got you back for what you're going to do in the future.
Very wrong.
It was crazy.
This coupled with some really incredible
It's
sound
crazy how it all
design
works like
create a
that.
scene that even completely out of context and with no dialogue is still frightening on a level that was entirely too much for a younger me to handle. And Kubrick constantly does this, using bizarre subtleties throughout the movie to unsettle us, whether it be consciously breaking continuity, making his actors appear as ghoulish as physically possible, or making use of ridiculous and unsettling imagery. What strikes me about the whole...
It's kind of funny if he didn't, like if Kubrick didn't do anything special to her costume or face. You know, she just played herself as scared. And he's like, yeah, he made the actors look intentionally as ghoulish and weird and strange as possible. Just absolutely insane looking.
Or making use of ridiculous and unsettling imagery. What strikes me about the hallway scene in particular, however, is how it takes advantage of so many aspects that are unique to film, such as camera movement, sound design, and uses them all to build a unique sense of horror. In other words, it leverages the strengths of live action to frighten us, and this in turn always made me wonder, what advantage can other mediums such as games, animation, and comics offer in terms of horror that perhaps live action could not? And that is exactly what we're here to discuss. Draw the curtains, dim the lights, and get comfortable as we talk about how media scares us.
I'm interested.
Before we get into specifics, I think at first it might be useful to define what we specifically mean by horror. Or to put it another way, what we don't mean. And what we don't mean is jump scares. If we pull right back for a second, let's talk about the nature of art. Art, as I see it, is something created by one person.
I hate this. I fucking hate this, dude. I fucking hate this. Why does every YouTuber fucking essay need to do this? You have to explain all of art? You have to go back to the beginning of art? Why? Dude, it's just watch time or something. I fucking hate this. This is the worst part of YouTube essay culture. I'm interested in your topic. Just talk about horror in games. I'm a capable enough person to figure out the basics. And also, I'm lost. Because he hasn't fucking explained the Big Bang or atoms. He hasn't explained how fucking societies were built. How did we get to this? Okay? Well, how did evolution work? I'm totally lost. Because he started in the middle, basically.
For the express purpose of eliciting emotion in someone else. So good horror then creates feelings of fear, tension, dread, etc. And there's two reasons I want to leave jump scares out of this discussion. One, as I see it, jump scares are more a physiological reaction than an emotional one. It's your body trying to defend itself against some perceived danger.
He's fucking hype if he jump scared us right now. If he popped in a jump scare right here, actually right here where this fucking person.
Not an emotional response. It's not difficult or complicated to create a jump scare. In fact, if I wanted to, all I'd have to do to jump scare you right now is let the screen fade to black, slowly trail off my sentence, and... Like, I'm not going to, but I could have. Second, I think when a lot of people, especially those not familiar with horror, think of horror is the standard setup, misdirection, jump scare. And recent cinema has done nothing but reinforce that notion, which really sucks because this is only one particular aspect in creating horror, and relying solely on this discounts so much of what makes the genre worthwhile. Now that's not to say jump scares can't be a lot of fun, or that they're not true horror. I actually really enjoyed the clever and even subtle jump scares of the first Insidious movie, but again, it's not what we're referring to. What we are referring to is horror that seeps into your subconscious and stays there.
You know what's cool was the jump scares in that mortuary assistant game, because they were so subtle sometimes that like I would notice them and chat wouldn't, or chat would notice them and I wouldn't. It would be like a little thing in the corner or like eyes at the window or something, and I would be like doing my fucking business. And then sometimes I was screaming and then chat was like, what is going on?
For years to come. The kind of horror that cannot be achieved through momentary startles, that needs to be built up through atmosphere, strong imagery, and pacing. Case in point, the hallway scene from The Shining we discussed. But there's many other examples of great horror movies that rely on fear and dread as opposed to momentary scares.
Okay.
And inevitably, these seem to be the one that end up getting discussed years and years after their initial release. Take, for example, 1968's fantastic Rosemary's Baby, in which a young Mia Farrow moves into an apartment complex
very scary movie
run by a satanic cult. The fear coming not from...
This movie has absolutely no jump scares and nothing really gory and nothing really particularly scary, but it's one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. It's because, here's a spoiler, it's a fucking 60-year-old movie, I think, or like 50-year-old movie. It's a great movie. Just like she knows something's wrong and nobody trusts her, and yeah, I'm not gonna. I'll just say like you feel like oppressed. You feel claustrophobic watching this movie.
From any direct danger.
She gets gaslit over and over and over, and it's kind of subtle, but you just suddenly feel getting more and more boxed in. It's
but just through the feeling
it's called
that
Rosemary's
something
Baby.
Is very, very wrong with both the building and its occupants. There's no point in the film that's going to make you jump out of your seat, but the skill that went into its creation means I've never forgotten that particular feeling of dread it created within me. It's this kind of situational based horror that I really enjoy, and I'd argue nowhere does this better than the medium of video games. Video games present the horror genre with a lot of unique opportunities.
I 100% agree, and I think we are not too many years off from a horror game literally like giving someone PTSD or causing someone to like have a heart attack or die of fright. Because as graphics improve and VR tech improves and gaming technology gets more and more realistic, we're going to have the fucking horrors of the fucking world being able to broadcast in like realistic VR. It's going to be fucking crazy. It's going to be a weird line to cross. Yeah, kind of like Black Mirror, to be honest.
The primary one being the player's own input. So no longer is horror an experience to be observed, but something the player must actively participate in. We can't watch the victim anymore. We are the victim. And games like Clock Tower or Haunting Ground play on this beautifully. If you want to see a near perfect marriage between horror and game design though, then you should seek out the indie horror game Witch's House.
Hey!
Despite the simple visuals, it shows horror gaming at its most precise and clever.
I like this game.
Constantly creating expectations.
It was just so fucking sad and dark and made me it actually felt very uncomfortable for like days after this game. You probably haven't seen it because it was a very long time ago, but there's a playthrough of this on my YouTube channel, and I think it's pretty funny. It's it's funny and sad at the end.
In the player, only to subvert those expectations, constantly psyching them out until
there's a YouTube video.
Simple as moving your character into a new room becomes a daunting and frightening task. This isn't the only advantage created by player input, however. It also serves the distinct function of it keeps players from getting bored. This might sound obvious, but this really is something that only video games can do. Take the first Resident Evil, for example, or better yet, its excellent remake. Despite how they've changed in recent times, early Resident Evil was intensely focused on isolation, exploration, and dread. A solitary 8-hour adventure through a creepy mansion, only briefly punctuated by the appearance of other characters. Now, imagine that in any other format. It would be near unwatchable. Keeping the audience's attention would mean that multiple characters must be on screens.
A fucking 8-hour Resident Evil movie where there's almost no action. That would be a tough watch for sure.
The dialogue
By the way, I secretly love this movie, and I won't apologize for it. The first Resident Evil movie, not really the later ones at all, but the first one where they go into the fucking... I actually secretly low-key love it. I think it was hype. The laser scene is an unforgettable scene. Yeah, the laser room. Is there a clip of that? Bro, I think you guys should deserve to watch it. But I need an HD clip. Laser scene. Resident Evil HD. Oh, Pog.
You stay here.
We're gonna watch it together. This scene's the GOAT. This scene freaked me out as a kid. It's not that scary, to be honest. All right. Set the stage. They have just infiltrated the underground Umbrella headquarters. All right, it's a fucking high-tech lab where they're making all sorts of crazy stuff. It's run by a sentient AI called the Red Queen. Okay? They need to get in and shut down the Red. Why didn't they just do the fucking cross-side laser from the front? You know, why did they do the fucking top one and the jump? But as a kid, I was like, holy fuck. Anyway, I love that scene. It's good. It's unforgettable. I haven't seen a scene like it. I bet Big A thought he could beat it. I could beat it, obviously. I would just outwit it.
But because of gameplay, video games don't have this restriction. We can be by ourselves and it's still engaging. And this in turn allows game designers to explore the feeling that comes with being isolated somewhere unfamiliar and dangerous. Animation in horror is kind of an odd one for me. While the potential to create great horror is there, after all, animation can explain whatever the mind can conceive, but works of genuinely great horror and animation are few and far between. A certain amount of this comes from how little horror animation there actually is, no doubt stemming from the misguided stigma that animation is a children's medium. But I think a certain amount of it is also due to the importance placed on aesthetics in animation. What I mean by this...
Didn't Jordan Peele just come out with like an animated horror movie? Is it any good? But yeah, it's like Coraline sequel or something, kind of like that. Wendell and Wild, was it good?
Is that animators
Coraline,
are trained
sorry.
to value things
I
on
haven't
an
seen it, to be
aesthetically
honest.
pleasing level. I.e., the idea that 95% of all animation should either look cool, pretty, or cute. And this in itself creates a barrier, as true horror needs a very particular kind of aesthetic in order to really...
Coraline is my rap name. Okay? So, get on the fucking bus, dude. It's fucking cool as shit.
...get under our skin. Take, for example, the anime horror Another. While it's fun enough in its own right, one thing you'll notice about the visuals is that they are extremely, extremely pretty. All the character designs have a serene beauty to them, only offset by the many gruesome death scenes that take place. And while it's enjoyable in a Final Destination kind of way, it seems more than anything what the show wanted was to be seen as a beautiful looking show as opposed to a frightening looking one. And in doing so, trades in the ability to build a scary and tense atmosphere for the sake of appealing character designs. Now, take that character aesthetic and compare it to the Stalker character from Perfect Blue.
Yikes.
Now, there is a guy who looks creepy as hell in any setting, whether it be standing in a crowded audience or chasing you through an abandoned building. And sure, he's never getting his own Figma, but his lack of direct aesthetic appeal make him an ideal antagonist for a psychological horror like Perfect Blue. He's creepy on sight alone, without context or dialogue, and this is specifically what makes him so effective. And while we're on the subject, even though I'd be reluctant to refer to it as a straight-up horror, I'd be remiss for not mentioning Paranoia Agent from the same director. It tells the story of a city plagued by mysterious assaults, with people saying they've been attacked by a young boy on roller skates with a bent baseball bat. While not particularly frightening, it is a masterclass in unease and tension.
Interesting.
While I think neither Paranoia Agent or Perfect Blue are particularly frightening, they are both highly unnerving and
couldn't get Perfect Blue out of my head after a
more than that,
week of watching.
They're both works of one of the greatest anime directors of our time, Satoshi Kon. And this isn't going to be the last time we talk about either on this channel. But that aside, I'd really struggle to think of many genuinely frightening animated horrors. Which again is a shame, because in a lot of ways the medium is perfect for it.
Talk about Courage!
If you do know of any decent horror animation or anime, then please let me know.
Courage the Cowardly Dog! Very scary when I was a kid.
To comics. And not long ago, I would have thought much the same about horror comics as I do animation. But that's before I discovered the work of one very particular artist. And that artist being Junji Ito. Ito's work can be both eerily beautiful and intensely frightening. His illustrations don't seem to concern themselves with being aesthetically pleasing in a traditional sense, and they don't have to. Nothing about the way
he does NFTs now? Oh shit! The scariest thing of all. That's fucking... Damn, this guy is committed. He's committed to truly frightening his fans.
Draws or creates stories is for the sake of making things easy on the reader. Rather, every line, every pen stroke is intensely focused on making the reader feel as uneasy as physically possible. That is scary. Even his regular illustrations of humans have an eerie quality to them. And something as simple as a house cat can become eerie and bizarre when illustrated by Ito, which, if anything, shows just how good a grasp he has on how to create eerie visuals. After all, it's easy to make a demon or monster look scary, but a house cat? Now that's something else entirely. It's through this we can also see one of Ito's core philosophies. It's rare that any kind of pre-established horror convention appears in his work, such as say like vampires or werewolves. Rather, Ito's illustrations are primarily centered around the disorientation of the natural world, or, as he himself puts it, taking something normal and looking at it backwards. And this goes a long way into making Ito's creations feel like all the more alien and completely removes us from our horror comfort zones. Everyone knows the rules to dealing with zombies or vampires, but this fucking thing, no thank you. Ito's lack of reliance on what's...
That's why I think the opening scene to 28 Days Later was so fucking good. Like one of the best... Is there an HD version of this? Damn, I can't find it. I can't find it. Bummer.
Come before really makes him reach to find horror in places we might not otherwise have considered. Ito finds horror not in dark castles or forbidden woods, but in our everyday lives. Like take the brilliant Window Next Door, for example,
Creepy.
in which at night a young boy is called upon by something that lives a mere
I'm thinking of 28 weeks. I'm thinking of 28 weeks later. Right? Actually, I'm not thinking of either one. I'm thinking of what am I thinking of? No, I think I am thinking of 28 weeks later. Whatever.
10 feet away from him. Ito's first major success was with the series that featured one of his very few recurring characters, Tomie, a story about a wicked teenage girl.
It was just, this was a while ago, right? Older movie. It was just the first movie. It was because he was talking about breaking horror conventions. And I remember I saw in high school or middle school, there was George Romero's new City of the Dead or whatever, and it was a new zombie movie, and all the zombies were slow as shit, and I remember thinking this was really not scary. It was kind of shitty. And then I saw 28 Days or 28 Weeks Later, and it was the first movie I'd seen with fast zombies where they just fucking hauled ass, and it was very scary right off the rip. It was fucking dumb scary.
Who
28 weeks starting scene,
die
I think is
only
what it
to
is.
return to life,
28 weeks starting scene.
tormenting
Yep,
and
yep, yep,
corrupting
yep,
those
yep.
around her. He'd later find international success with miniseries like Gyo and Uzumaki, but it's his dozens of single-chapter short stories that make up the main body of his work, and arguably where we can see him really push his unique brand of conceptual horror. Short stories have a lot of advantages in horror narrative. For one, because of their brief length, there's never a need to over-explain the concept, which, trust me, is for the better.
Yeah.
I have literally never seen a horror story told...
Bro, is there any, so when I was a kid, I used to watch Goosebumps. I would read it too, but I would like to watch it. And then also that show, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Which is basically just short stories every week, different, very short horror stories. Is there any adult version of that? Is there any because I think horror is way better as a short story. I 100% agree. I think horror movies, the biggest problem with them is that they have to fill an hour and a half to 2 hours. It's too long. I think most Black Mirrors are scarier than most horror movies because it's like an interesting concept. They take it to the extreme. They do it all in an hour or less. Yeah, Black Mirror is an example of what I'm talking about, but I would hope to Cabinet of Curiosities. Is it good? Is it like that? Oh, I'll have to check that out. That's exactly what I'm looking for.
That was more effective after the ghost or threat was explained. And the reason
Twilight
for that
Zone,
simple,
great example. I would just like a new Twilight Zone, because Twilight Zone's all black and white.
Explaining why a sinister entity is the way it is lets us understand its logic, and in doing so allows us to deal with it, and thus destroy...
The Black Mirror Star Trek episode. I watched Black Mirror recently. I don't know why I did this. Linkus and Maisie came over to my house. Oh, you guys we did the thing. And then I got us pizza and we watched Black Mirror, which is a weird thing to recommend to watch new people to get into. And and I have forgotten how crazy weird the Star Trek one is. It's so horrific to imagine someone having the power over someone else like that. Ugh, it's creepy.
Destroying the mystique and true fear of dealing with something we don't understand. This is never the case with Ito's work. We never get to peer under the hood of his creations. All we get are brief glimpses, and rather than weakening his stories, it strengthens them. After all, what's more
I watched Black Mirror with a female friend and it was the sex one. It was fucking awkward. Which one is the sex one? What do you mean? There's probably multiple that have sex in them. I remember... I'm a big Black Mirror fan, I'll be honest. I'm overall a big Black Mirror fan. I think it's cool, and I think there are not many shows trying to do what they're doing. But I remember I recommended it in a group. It was after a Smash tournament. I was in Bobby Scar's... like at a hotel room, we were all kicking back, and we put on episode 1, and it's like the one where the prime minister fucks the pig. People weren't feeling it. Everyone was already high. Everyone was high as shit, and they just weren't like, it's the worst intro. They should literally just put episode 2 as episode 1 because it's like a 50,000 times better intro.
Frightening, a threat that you can understand or one that you can't even comprehend. Take, for example, one of my personal favourites of Ito's shorts, The Hanging Balloons. A small town slowly becomes infested with these giant, grotesque floating heads. And if
the
that
VR
wasn't
sex
bad
one?
enough, each
That's a
head
funny
is the
one.
face of a person
That's a
living
good one to
in the
watch with
town,
somebody else.
and
It's
it will
hilarious.
track that person down in order to drop a noose around their neck and hang them. All attempts to combat and understand the balloons fail. We don't know where
White
they came
Christmas
from,
is
and we
probably
don't
the
know
Go
what their
episode.
true purpose is. But we don't need to. Finding out that the balloons were from another
Oh, that's
planet or
creepy.
some ancient evil wouldn't make them any more frightening. There's no possible explanation that could match the murmurings of our subconscious.
Damn,
here,
that is creepy
and
as
Ito's
hell.
aware of that. He's a master at giving us just enough information to be frightened and then leaving us to speculate what it was or where it came from. In a regular narrative, this could be frustrating, but what Ito's going for here isn't a regular narrative. And though it might sound odd, these are not character or plot-driven stories. But it's in discarding these elements that allow him to so
Yikes.
thoroughly focus on horror.
Bro, they
And
should
to
make
do
some of his stuff into movies. Why doesn't... How am I saying it? Junji Ito? Junji Ito movie. Have they made any movies off his shit? Or shows? Or... This stuff's creepy as shit. They have tried and failed. Cringe. Cringe and sad.
For this, he's developed his own unique narrative structure. A regular narrative arc looks like this. This is essentially the emotional flow.
Shrek was based off Junji Ito? Is that true? Shrek was based off of the horrific, uncanny drawings. Junji Ito. Wow, that's crazy. What a good adaptation.
To a basic story. But with Ito, his stories...
They really toned it down, for U.S. audiences. It just didn't feel as scary as I think he intended.
Look more like this. And what he really nails, what makes him better than 99% of other horror writers, is his command of this spike right here. This sudden jolt of fear at the end of every story. And what he uses to communicate it is a technique nearly entirely unique to comics. That of the page.
One of the scariest things, I'm pausing Peter today, but I remember I read a short horror story when I was a kid about some kids get tricked into going to an abandoned amusement park by this clown. And then when they get there, the clown steals something from them and then says, hey, if you complete all my games and my challenges, I'll give you your stuff back and more, and then you can go. And the kids find a way out, but one of the kids is greedy. He wants the prize or whatever. So one of the kids runs away, and then the other kid and his sister, who just wants to help him out, stay. And then he tries to do the challenges. And at the end of it, he actually completes the challenge. He gets them all, and then the clown just says, I lied. Basically, psych, I lied, and then kills them both. And I remember thinking it was so fucked up. It truly scared the shit out of me. I did not expect, that was not what I expected to happen. It was the biggest, it's on the last page. It's right at the end. They don't give you a lot of time for, he literally just says, yeah, of course I was never going to let you out. And it was really fucking, that was one of the scariest things. I wish I could remember what the book was. It was a short story in a larger book. It was a book of short stories.
Unique to comics.
And after I read that book, I didn't read any more. It might have been the first one in the book. I read it and I was I'm done. That was too fucking scary.
That of the page turn. When we turn the page of a comic, new information is instantly communicated to us. and a good comic artist will use this to his advantage.
It was not Goosebumps, and it was not Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. It was like a bigger anthology of horror.
Either meeting our expectations or subverting them. This works entirely differently from the page turn of a written novel, which is without visuals, or the cut of a movie, because it's the reader who controls when it happens. And into that space
The book was Shrek and Other Scary Stories by Hans Jewish Anderson. No, I don't think so. I don't think so, Kanye. I don't think that's what it was. I'm pretty sure it was something else. It wasn't Shel Silverstein. Yeah, the clown was Elon Musk. The amusement park was a Tesla dealership. And, 12 years ago was actually yesterday. And also, I just bought the Tesla. Have you seen the Kanye Jewish doctor video? Yeah, it's actually funny. It's funny how dumb he is, dude. That one clip is funny. The whole thing is not funny, obviously, but that clip is fucking funny.
Created by Control, a good horror writer can inject fear and unease, which of course Ito does masterfully. Right,
it's like a Larry David
really
bit. It's like a Larry
bad is
David
about
bit.
to happen, he always gives us this little panel right at the bottom of the page of our character reacting to something unseen. And then it's up to us to turn the page and, oh Christ, what the shit is that? The best example of this I can think of is one of Ito's most famous stories, The Enigma of Amigara Faults, in which an earthquake reveals a group of bizarre human-shaped holes in the side of a mountain. At first, no one can figure out what these holes are or why they're there, but slowly, people begin to realize that each hole is perfectly suited to each individual person. And upon this realization, people start to feel compelled to climb into the holes, and when they do, get slowly sucked in. No
Yikes.
explanation of where they're going, nor what lies beyond. I'm gonna leave the story there, as I really think you need to just experience it for yourself, but trust me, when you turn that final page, it's going to stay with you for a long, long time. And incidentally, if that sounds familiar at all, it's because it was referenced in Season 1 of Steven Universe in the kindergarten
Read it
episode.
on stream?
Steven Universe being, once again...
Is it short? Okay, I found this. And then I clicked it, and then I hit next to go to the next image. Oh, it's random. It was a woman in full Ursula from Little Mermaid cosplay. Is this everything? Okay, I guess I could read it. Is this a better way to read it? Start reading. The Enigma of Amigara Fault. How many pages is this? Wait, let me check before I fucking read it. Wait, where's my thing? Let me check how many pages. Well, I can't really check out pages without fucking... It's 20-30 max. Don't spoil. We don't get DMCA'd for comics. Read right to left. I'm American. I won't. Music, please. Okay. Spooky. Okay. Let me turn the lights down. Actually, should leave this one on and then. Okay. Lights off like you Chuck McGill. Okay. Let's read the book. I mean, the short story. The Enigma of Amigara Fault. Don't read it if you don't have a license. Yeah, you think I'm gonna get DMCA'd for this? I mean, this is probably like fucking 60 years old, right? How old is this? It's literally uploaded to Imgur for it's at 150,000 views on Imgur since 2014. I think I if this is not taken down, I doubt they're fucking actively searching. All right, let's try it. Okay? I'm going to read it out loud. The Enigma of Amigara Fault. Okay, a short story by Junji Ito. Not too long ago, there was a great earthquake in H Prefecture. Several towns and villages were devastated. The fault was deep and several kilometers long. Following the earthquake, a large fault was discovered near the epicenter, on the north slope of Amigara Mountain. This was the sign of the beginning of this strange incident. I'm reading it fine. Right to left. Okay, yeah. Am I still on Amigara Mountain? I've been climbing for a while, but I still haven't seen anything. Hey! Hello over there! I'm Milwaukee. What's your name? I'm Yoshida. So are you looking for the fault too? I thought that must be why you came here. I mean, no offense. A woman hiker all alone? I saw it all on TV. It made me kind of restless. When I saw it, I knew I had to go. Really? It was the same with me. It's a real mystery, isn't it? It's a wonder of nature. It's got the entire country. No, the entire world transfixed. Did you hear voices? It must be the others who've come here. Mutter, 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 mutter. Let's head that way. I'm sure we're near the fault. What? It's just like how it was on TV, but a lot more powerful. Thousands of human-shaped holes found in the fault exposed by the earthquake. So before the quake, they were underground. It makes you wonder how it could happen. Look at that. Maybe they're university researchers. They're checking out the holes. Okay. Even this 30-meter fiber scope can't find the end. How deep do you think it goes, Professor? It seems to curve off inside the mountain. In any case, it's impossible that this could be a natural formation. Someone must have dug them from the inside. But how could you dig this shape out of such solid rock? Besides, wouldn't there be a trace of an entrance of some kind? No one's found anything like that. I think the entrance was sealed up with the accumulation of soil over the years. The same forces that covered up these holes. Then these holes must be ancient. But if that's the case, who have the technology to make them? Careful, Yoshida. It's steep. And what purpose did they serve? Oh, whatever. Glance. What are you doing? You look like you're looking for something. I saw it on TV. What? What did you see? I saw it on TV. I know I saw it. One of these holes. I only caught a glimpse of it on TV, so I came here to make sure about it. But now that I'm here, there are so many holes I have no idea where it is. So what? What's so special about this hole? It was my shape. What? It was identical. No, it went beyond that. That hole was my silhouette. It was based on me. I swear, I'm serious. What are you saying? These holes are supposed to be thousands of years old. How could they have based it on you? That's kind of egotistical, don't you think? I'm not joking. Don't make fun of me. I knew it was me. It doesn't have to make sense. So you too. I felt the same way after I saw it on TV. I came here to look for my hole. My name's Nakagagi. And your? Wait, am I doing this in the wrong order? It's an unbelievable phenomenon. Most of us came here for the exact reason. We're all looking for our holes. I finally found mine. And this is it. See how perfectly I fit? You look like you don't believe me. Well, I don't blame you. I'll prove this is my hole right now. Just he's taking his clothes off. I'll prove this is my hole right now. Taking your clothes off is not great. Okay? Just watch me. Shh. Hey, what? Hey, come back here. That's dangerous. Hey, oh my God. Hey, come back. I can't believe it. This guy just went into the hole. I don't know if he can get out. Mutter. A crowd gathered around the hole, shouting, but Nakagagi did not come out. Professor, we've been searching for him with the fiber scope, but there's no trace of him within 30 meters. He must be further down. This is an emergency. We have to do something. Let's call in the rescue squad. We now have this update on the man who disappeared in one of the mysterious holes. Over 3 hours have elapsed since his disappearance. A rescue squad is attempting to enter the hole. One of their members is 5'2" tall, trying to go in. Short King trying to go in. He must have been crazy to go in there. Night has fallen, and there's no sign of the man who went into the hole. The 5'2" rescue squad member had to retreat after going no more than 5 meters into the hole. They have to keep saying how short he is. Okay. Well, we're getting across. Okay. Just looking at a sarcophagus, basically. That night, I had a nightmare. In my dreams, I was Nakagagi. I was completely trapped in pitch blackness, hundreds of meters into the hole. I can't move. I'm stuck. The earthquake. The hole must have been deformed by the earthquake, so I can't move. Someone! Anyone! Help me! Thank God. It's morning. That was a nightmare. Is he still down there, writhing naked in that hole? Or maybe he got rescued. I'll go find out. You're up already? Do you know what happened to Nakagagi? He's still gone. Never mind. Owaki, can you come with me? I need to show you something. What is it? I found it. I found my hole. It turned out it was further down at the foot of the fault. No wonder I couldn't find it. This is it. Well, it does kind of look like you. It's identical to me. Her eyes. Yoshida, what is it? Why are you shaking? I'm scared. I'm so scared. This is my tunnel. They dug it for me. It's just a coincidence. It happens all the time. It happens to look a little like you. No. This is my tunnel. It was made for me to enter. It's been waiting for me to enter all the time. All that time when it was underground. And when I go in, I'll be trapped in this hole. It has been a full day since the man who walked into the hole has disappeared. He has vanished without a trace. Hey, look over here. What's that kid doing? Hey, what are you doing? Get down there before you hurt yourself. This is my hole. It was made for me. I have to go in. Tell my mom goodbye. Hey, Stop! Somebody stop him! I can't believe it. Others might follow him now and enter the holes. Oh no. Look over here. Someone else just went in. Here too. Quick, get them out. No. No, I'm scared. Yoshida! I'm going to have to enter that hole. I'm going to die there inside of that hole. You'll be all right. Don't worry. It's no good. Look over there. It's just gaping at me. My silhouette's saying, come on in. Come into me. That's what it's saying. Oh, God. Oh, God, I'm scared. Get a hold of yourself. All right, if you're so scared, I'll help you. I'll fill this hole up. Just watch me. It's kind of sexual. Okay. He's putting rocks in it. There, see? Now you're safe. Clack, 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 clack. Don't you have to go back to your tent? No, I'm too scared to be alone. Don't worry, I'm here with you. I've always been alone. Ever since I was a child. My parents didn't care about me, neither did my friends, Sag. Do you see, Yoshida? You're afraid of that hole because you've been lonely. Nothing could be lonelier than that hole. You have nothing to worry about, though, now that I'm with you. Really? Yes. Ooh, kiss. That night, I had another nightmare. It was another time. I don't know how long ago. I had committed a horrible crime, and I was about to be punished. Actually, it was more like a death sentence. Along the cliff wall were countless holes for criminals executed in the past. When a person committed a crime of my magnitude, the people in the past would dig human-shaped holes. I was about to enter this hole. I felt the cold stone on all sides around me. I had no choice but to move forward, in the claustrophobia all around. The walls were carved in a way that kept you from retreating. I was sliding slowly down, moving forward with each movement I made. And with time, I felt a tug on my neck. To my horror, the part corresponding to my neck only got longer and longer, stretching until it should have torn off. No, not just my leg, my neck, my arms, my legs, my torso. The whole stretched out into several directions at once. Ah! Someone! Anyone help me! Ah! Another nightmare. Huh? Where did she go? She can't. She can't have gone far in the dark. No. No. Ah, the rocks! She took them out! She went into the hole. Hey, Yoshida! Come back! Damn. Why? Why did you do it? Why? Flashlight falls, clatters, bounces, aims at a single silhouette that looks just like our protagonist. This is my hole. And he gets in. Several months later, Professor, here it is. Just as that climber informed us. So there was a fault on the other side of the mountain. I'm sure this was formed by the earthquake as well. But unlike the one on the other side, this one's quite small. There are holes, but they're not human-shaped. They don't really have any form. Aha! Take a look at this. I wonder if they're connected to the ones over there. I'm going to go take a look. He looks inside. Sir! I see something! It's slowly coming this way! Holy fucking shit. Holy shit. Jesus Christ, aware, dude. Holy shit. It will be, wait. Wait. Sorry. Wait. I see something. I'm going to take a look. It's slowly coming this way. Ah! Ah! Oh my God! Oh! Oh my fucking god! It was Shrek in the mountain the whole time! Oh, fuck! Holy shit! Holy shit! The jump scare. Now I won't be able to sleep. That was good. Yeah, it was very creepy finale. Very unsettling. Don't do that to me. I have heart problems, dude. I'm sorry, dude. Just it's like that's authentic horror. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, on that very horrific note of Shrek crawling out of that mountain, I must say that is the end of the night. Let's play.
Enrico Fermi may just be the luckiest man.
What the hell? Why does he keep... Enrico Fermi. You didn't finish the video? What could possibly be left, dude? No, it's 11. I gotta go. I'm gonna hang out with Ari. We'll have to finish it another time.
I squeezed the lot of you to go and do whatever.
Thank you for watching. Marketing Monday. Scary night.
The stream tonight has reached.
Tomorrow I'll be in Austin, Texas, so I will not be streaming. Filming at Bros vs. Pros, but I'll be back on Wednesday.
Until the next time. Until the next time.
Let's rate somebody.
Until the next time. Until I stream again. I'm going off brand, off land. Where will you go when
I'm gonna raid.
off and take no demands? No mas in this show. I've got my sleep score and Ari and a new Game of Thrones. So
I'm gonna rate a hilarious VTuber.
as I head out the door, I'm going
Off brand.
off-land. Where will you go when I log off and take no demands? No mas in this show. I've got
Looks this.
my sleep score and Ari and a new Game of Thrones. So won't you do me one last favor as I head out the door? I squeeze the lot of you to do what you will do. So would you kindly please squeeze me too?
Night, guys.